sometimes approaching 100% of the brood. Infected chicks or poults that don't die of the disease may grow to maturity and remain lifetime carriers. The rapid whole blood plate test, like the three other methods, is based on the fact that a bird infected with Pullorum typhoid carries immune substances called antibodies in its bloodstream. When mixed with the serum or whole blood of a diseased bird, these antibodies agglutinate, meaning they cause dead Pullorum typhoid organisms, referred to as antigens, to clump or stick together in a liquid suspension. A bird showing this type of result is labeled as being a reactor. Since the blood of a healthy bird doesn't contain Pullorum typhoid antibodies, no clumps form when its whole blood or serum is mixed with the antigen. Much of the success in preventing the spread of Pullorum typhoid in chickens and other birds can be directly attributed to the rapid whole blood plate test. This simple procedure, when properly done, accurately detects birds carrying Pullorum typhoid antibodies in their blood. And again, this test can be easily done by anyone having a basic understanding of the procedures involved. So let's take a look at exactly how the rapid whole blood plate test is performed. Items that are needed to conduct the test include a bottle of properly stored antigen, clean coveralls and headgear, rubber boots, a pail containing disinfectant, a portable table, a glass or porcelain testing plate, a light box, a bleeding needle and standardized blood loop, a container of water, soft cloths, a holding pen for the chickens being tested, and identification bands for birds showing a positive reaction. The antigen is made from Pullorum typhoid organisms that are suspended in a salt solution, but they're ones that have been chemically killed. So if the antigen should accidentally spill, there's no danger of spreading the disease. That's because the organisms in it are dead. When not being used, the antigen needs to be stored in a refrigerator at approximately 45 degrees Fahrenheit. The bottle should be removed before testing, though, to give the antigen enough time to warm up to room temperature. And immediately after testing, the antigen needs to be put back in the refrigerator to keep it fresh. Out-of-date or improperly stored antigen should not be used, since it increases the possibility of obtaining unreliable results. False reactions may occur when a large number of positive results are observed. These may actually be caused by using old antigen, which over time becomes quite sensitive, rather than by the presence of Pullorum typhoid antibodies in the blood being tested. To determine the response of antigen, positive and negative control serum should be used. These are available through state animal health laboratories. For the rapid whole blood plate test, a blue or red dye is added to the antigen so the bacteria becomes stained, making it easier for the results to be interpreted. If the reaction is positive, blue clumps can be seen in the mixture following an interval of between 15 seconds and 2 minutes. This effect is caused by the antibodies in the blood combining with the killed bacteria. When performing the rapid whole blood plate test on a large number of chickens, like in this commercial hen house, it's extremely important to handle them properly so that none are harmed. To do that, the testing procedure should involve a minimum of 3 to 4 people, 1 or 2 to catch the birds, another to position and hold them, while the third draws their blood and tests it. But before beginning the procedure, it's crucial that everyone involved practice safe biosecurity techniques. This means wearing clean coveralls, headgear, and rubber boots. It's also important for each person to carefully scrub their boots with a disinfectant before entering the hen house. The first step in the rapid whole blood plate test is for a chicken to be properly positioned so that one of its wings can be extended and laid back. This uncovers the large blue vein underneath from where the blood sample is taken. Keep in mind that feathers may need to be plucked from this elbow area to expose the vein. Like the antigen, the test plate ideally needs to be somewhere between 70 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. At this temperature, it ought to feel warm to the touch. If the hen house is cold, the light box under the test plate should provide the right amount of heat. With the dropper held straight up and down and close to the glass surface so the antigen doesn't splatter, Normal-sized drops should be allowed to fall one at a time. Most test plates measure 10 by 14 inches. Unlike this plain one, many have a large number of squares printed or etched on them. This allows for up to 60 birds to be tested in a group, with 10 drops of antigen being applied in a row at one time. When doing this, though, it's important to make sure that the drops of antigen don't dry up on the plate before being mixed with blood. After the test plate is prepared, the bleeding needle should be held like a pencil to gently puncture the wing vein. Keep in mind that it needs to be sharp, so this can be done easily. To help make the procedure as simple as possible, a commonly used type of bleeding needle also has a blood loop attached. Its diameter is exactly what's needed to provide the proper amount of blood for testing. When the loop is full, without any gaps, the blood contained in it should be mixed with one of the drops of antigen. Although there are different kinds of blood loops, they all need to be made of 20-gauge wire, have a length of 2.5 inches, and measure 3/16 of an inch in diameter. The loop is used to combine the bird's blood with the antigen on the test plate. When doing this, it's necessary to mix the two together so they form a smear about the size of a quarter. After combining the sample of blood with the antigen, it's important to properly clean the needle and loop. This is done by rinsing the instrument in a container of fresh water and then wiping it on a clean cloth.